Good evening. My name is Senay Jackson, and I'm auditioning for Paranormal Investigator as well as Sensitive, aka and Conductor. I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area. My phone number is 318-289-1750. And if I may, I would like to answer the questions. First question is, how did I get into this? When I moved in Georgia in 2008, I had so many questions. I needed answers. I've had at least 3 near-death experiences. And each time I heard a voice saying I wasn't alone that warned me of the incidents almost before they happened. I could hear whispering, I could hear sounds. Since the age of 9, I knew of family members' death without ever meeting the family member. I saw strange colors. I heard strange sounds. I was talking to individuals that I could see, I can describe, I could tell you their names, and this, quite frankly, freaked my parents out. My mom used to ask that I not mention it to anyone, that if I saw something, I thought I saw something, to ignore it. We now know that it was hereditary, that she was having her own situations and she wasn't willing to talk about it. My kids have even experienced some things. They're in the Louisiana area and I'm in the Georgia area, but they used to contact me and talk about being pushed downstairs, seeing a shadow person in the corner of the house. The daughter talked about paintings, being thrown at her head. Am I a believer? Yes. I'm trying not to get emotional. I am a true believer, and I've been since the age of 9. I believe in angels. I believe in the devil. I believe in Satan. I believe in UFOs, because I do think that there are things out there we do not understand and we may never understand in this lifetime. I believe that there are such things as Bigfoot only because there are possibilities, that we're finding proof of things out in the forest and in the oceans that we can't even fathom. So I am open to the fact that there might be a Bigfoot or Big Feet or Sasquatch out in the forest. You asked if I believe in ghosts. Without a doubt. There's no other way to say it but to say that I know that they're out there. I've had communications with them. I have so many stories and so many experiences with them. I have EVPs. I have several YouTube videos of me doing auditions with orbs just going in and out of me. I've been attacked. I've been scratched. I've been marked. I've been pushed. I've even got EVPs of being called out of my name quite a lot. I know that they're here for a reason. Some are here because they don't know how to cross over. Some are here because they have unfinished business. Some are here because they're angry that they died in such a way. And some are here because they just don't want to let go. I also believe we have protectors. I myself seem to have 5. And they're here to guide us, if you would prefer, or here to protect us, or if they know that you are open to hearing them, listening to them, seeing them, feeling them, then they attach themselves to you. And when you're a sensitive, aka a conductor, or clairvoyant, medium and such, your doorway between life and death, you're who they come to, because they know in some form or fashion you can hear them, you can see them, you can feel them where others choose to ignore, and they can't let that go because you're what holds them to life still. Your next question is, do I believe in magic? And yes, I do. I'm a big kid at heart, and I truly do believe in magic. What is the scariest thing that I've ever seen? Too many to name, but I will name the one that happened when I was 18 years old. Again, I knew of strange things happening, but I made excuses because I was young back then. I was with some friends and it was time for me to go home. And I got lost and I was trying to get back to a small town called Natchitoches. And I was in Winfield. And I got off the highway trying to take a shortcut. And everything is such a U, especially in the 80s, back then before all the busy highways. So everything was a big U. So I knew eventually I would, if I was lost, would find a highway and get back on it and go on home. So I wasn't concerned. And I had been going up and down this incline for a moment. And I came over a hill. And forgive me, sometimes I get emotional with this. And as I came over a hill, there was this big bright street light, and it was bright yellow. And underneath it was what I thought was a gentleman. Now this was the 80s, and at that time you picked up hitchhikers, and you know, if people were stuck on the side of the road, but there was nobody but me. And as I was coming, I was thinking, he's big, he's huge. He was dressed head to toe in all black, in a robe. And I thought that was strange at that time of night. And almost as I was thinking, you know, should I stop? Should I see what's the matter? This voice just comes from the back seat, and it's so loud. It's like someone is literally in my ear. And I had the music going, and all of a sudden it just seems to be all I hear is this voice in my ear. And the voice is like, keep going, don't stop, Senay, keep going, don't look, just keep moving forward, whatever you do, don't stop. And it seemed to get louder and louder, and it was scaring me the more and more we were coming up to him. And so I just decided to floor it. I wouldn't look left or right, I just floored it. And as I was coming up, it raised its arm up. And it didn't look left or right, it just raised its arm up, and it looked straight ahead. And it freaked me out. And I just floored it, and I kept going, and I'm got chills. And as I passed it, I looked in the rearview mirror, because the voice was just, don't look back, keep going, keep going, keep going. And as I looked in the rearview mirror, hearing the voice in my head, it still had his arm up. It wouldn't look left, it wouldn't look right. And I'm like freaking out. I was like, what is wrong with that dude? You know, and I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to joke it off. And next thing you know, the music comes blaring out of the radio, and it scares me to almost go in the ditch, because I hadn't turned it down. It was as loud as it could go at that time. And I don't remember turning it down, and I don't remember when it got so quiet that all I heard was that voice. And it was cold. It was really cold in the car. I remember thinking that, because I remember turning down the air conditioner, but it wasn't really hot because it was cool, or a nice summer night, and I had the windows down and everything. So I remember thinking, you know, what's going on? What's going on? And as I kept driving, I was like, you know, maybe that was just in my imagination. Maybe this, you know, a team, a setup. They're trying to, you know, rob people. But it was in the back of my mind. I was like, that's just weird. And I'm on the road for maybe another 6-7 minutes, and I'm still going up and down this incline. And as I go over, I go down, and under a street light, it's this tall looking man, and I mean real tall. And he's dressed from head to toe in all black. He has a robe on. And I'm freaking out, because in my mind I'm like, I just left him. I know I just left him. There's no way he could have passed me by. I'm the only one on this road. I don't understand. I just left him. What's going on? I'm thinking maybe this is a setup. Maybe this is, you know, some kind of team that's trying to, you know, jump out and get people on the side of the road. And just like before, this voice comes out of nowhere, and it's so loud. It's like someone sitting in the back seat. They're like, I need for you to stop, Senay. You need to stop now. And it got louder and louder. Stop, Senay. Stop now. Stop right now. Don't you pass them. Stop. I want you to stop. And it got so loud that I literally just put my foot on the brake, and you could hear the screech all through the night because it was just me on that road. And as I stopped in the middle of the street, its arm comes out. It doesn't look to the left. It doesn't look to the right. It looks straight ahead. And this voice is telling me, turn around. Please, I need for you to turn around. Don't pass it. Don't look at it. Turn around. Please, just turn around. And it's so loud that I get scared and I go down this incline. And I'm so glad that I didn't get stuck. I don't know what I would have done if I got stuck. And I make a U and I go back up the hill and I'm shaking and I'm trembling and this voice is like, keep going, don't look back, keep going, keep going. And I'm looking in the rearview mirror. I don't see anything in the back seat, but I know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a voice. It's clear as day. And I can see it. And it's still standing there. And it still has his arm up. And it's not looking left. It's not looking right. It's just looking straight ahead. And I floored. And I mean I floored. And I get to where I left it almost in no time. And I'm like, maybe it's a setup. Maybe it's you know, some kind of joke or something. And I look. I can see the house. I can see the screen door and the white wooden door. I can see the metal swing. I can see the boots by the door, the plant by the end of the porch. I can see everything but the person that I passed the first time. I don't see him. He's not there. And I don't hear the voice in my ear anymore. And it's just cold in that car. And I'm freaking totally out. And it took days before I could just put it behind me to pretend that I didn't hear what I heard. I didn't see what I saw. And I've had so many strange incidents when I was young like that, that I would take it in stride and then tell myself, you know, maybe I'm just going crazy or insane. Sorry. What is the most beautiful thing that I have seen? It would have to be my mom when she passed in 2012. I think she makes a beautiful angel. And I know that my kids and I are protected and safe with her in heaven watching over us. Can people talk to the dead? Yes, they can. I hear them quite often. Actually, they got a weird sense of humor. I have several EVPs of them making jokes and making comments. And I'll be glad to share a few of mine with you if you would prefer. You ask, what is God? I think God is goodness. He is everything that this earth needs to heal. He is the one that has provided a place for us to live, a place for us to be in harmony, and a place for us to enrich and empower each other. He has given us every opportunity to be happy, and it is up to us to do something with the power that He has given us. What is my feelings on the occult? You know, I know that people believe in such things. I know that some people practice witch. I know that some people practice bad. It is what you make of it. Some people consider it a religion. I don't know as much as others about the occult. I just know that if you're not careful, whatever it is that you seek, you shall and can find. So I try to be cautious and respectful of all beliefs and religions, especially those of others that I don't understand. Are there people out there who don't get you and your spirituality? Yes, there are plenty of people. I've lost a lot of friendships since moving here in Georgia who don't understand how or why I would talk to the dead. And one of the things that I've tried to explain to people is I didn't choose this. They chose me. And some of us are born with a gift that allows us to feel, to see, to hear, and some of us choose to ignore the gifts. I, on the other hand, was never given a choice to ignore. I've always had some kind of connection, and it seemed to intensify the more and more I moved and lived and walked the Georgia grounds. And I'm proud and glad of that, because it has taught me to respect the dead. It's taught me to respect death, and it's taught me to respect that the spirits among us are here, not always to help, but not always to hurt as well. Can I show you or teach you some interesting things about talking to spirits? Yes. You put me in a room with a recorder and a night vision camera, and you will hear things that you probably don't even want to hear. They have found ways to contact me, even such thing as doing auditions. If you look at any YouTube audition with Senay Jackson, you will hear them speaking when I speak. If you look at any of my old former Paranormal Experience shows out of Atlanta, Georgia, you will hear them talking as I talk. You may even see a shadow, or you hear the team talking about hearing or seeing things. It used to get so bad that my team thought I was haunted. I've had several cleansings. My team has and I have found several scratches and marks on my body. It got to the point where sometimes when we were doing EVPs, they would force me to go into another room because they complained about hearing noises that was coming from me, or abundance of sounds that was around me, or lights that were around me whenever we would do investigations, and it would interfere with the investigations. I can teach you. If you really want to learn how to speak to them, I can show you. What motto do you live your life by? Treat others the way you want to be treated. Would you consider yourself light, dark, or in the middle? I consider myself light. I've been told that I've been light. When I asked why me, I was told that a past life, and that I was gifted, and that I was in a light. I didn't understand, and still don't understand, but I asked, do they see goodness in me or darkness in me? And I was told by the EVP that they saw goodness, and that they come to the light. I think each of us have a gift, and if we work on the gift, then we can help those who are stuck here, if so chooses. What would you say to the skeptics that think spiritualism is akin to self-delusion? I'd say spend a night with me. I'd say let's go into a dark room, sit there, nothing but me and you, and a DVD or digital recorder, or night vision camera, and speak. And you will be a true believer by the time we're done. Am I proud of my beliefs? And do you stand up for them? Yes. I have no choice. If you don't find some kind of sanity in what it is that you do, then you will go insane. The voices that you hear, the sounds that they make, the moans, the cries, the screaming that you sometimes hear, the smells that you hear, the sounds that you hear, it is hard to explain. When you're in a room full of people and you hear someone whispering in your ear and no one else hears it. When you're talking to something because you know you heard something. See, as a paranormal investigator, we have to attune our ears. It seems like almost like a dog, or almost like an animal. We hear the sounds that people just ignore. We hear the voices, we hear the sighs, we see the little bumps and the shadows and the things that people just say, you know, that's just my imagination. We see everything, and we pay attention to it because we know it's more than just my imagination. And you're not careful, they can drive you insane. And one of the things that I have tried to do to others who have reached me, who have seen the videos with the orbs, who have seen the, you know, and heard the EVPs that I have done by myself or with my team, is if you open yourself up to it, then be prepared for what comes from it. Because once you let them in, there's no letting them out. They will not leave until they're ready to leave. And nothing will change that. So if you're spiritually, mentally, and physically ready and capable to welcome death through your door, then I would like, as well as others that are out there, to show you the proper way to do it. You must do it with respect. If not, it can backfire. It can hurt you. And it can hurt the ones around you. So I asked the skeptics to give me the opportunity to show what I can and can't do. And by the time we're done, you know that there's life after death. And if you want to check some of my videos where you can see the orbs, you can type in YouTube, Senay Jackson, auditioning for Miss Mabel. This is the last video I did a few days ago, and my son was videoing me, and you could see at least 5 to maybe 8 orbs, if not more, just circling me, going in and out of my body. You can see me reacting to cold spots, to chills. I don't know how else to better explain that there's life after death, but just to say that there is life after death. And that they are here. They're not going anywhere unless they're ready to go. Thank you, Senay Jackson.